All right, we're back finally with the second episode of On the Mark with Arpit. Mark's a busy man, quite obviously. And here I am with him finally. Okay, Mark, like we decided, we're going to talk about Liverpool and Manchester United games mostly. I'm obviously a better fan because I'm wearing the jersey you aren't. Which match do you want to start with, Liverpool or United?
We'll start with Liverpool, I think. Great
Unsurprisingly. Go
result.
on. Yeah.
Great result against Newcastle, but it didn't show you exactly how the game went. Early on, Liverpool were all over the place, and Newcastle had opportunity after opportunity to score, of which they did. And then obviously Liverpool came back into it, 2 quick goals, and that seemed to settle them down. And not only that, settle the crowd down and settle all the Arne Slot supporters.
Slot out. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to learn new tricks while we go on, trying to grow and all that. So I'm just going to go a bit into memory lane. Okay, sorry. Let's do that again. Flack as well this season. I feel like he's going to be a star player for Liverpool if they can get things right. I do feel he shows moments of brilliance, and I don't know why the Liverpool fans get on his case. I do think Liverpool have a decent team. I've seen their matches, and they, like you said, create a lot of chances. They're not putting away a few of those chances. If they start going in, suddenly Slot's the main man.
Frimpong and Wirtz, sorry.
Yeah.
Both have come from a different league, from a different country. It's going to take... I said to my brother, I said, listen, Florian Wirtz is going to be top draw, like you just said. It takes time to settle in. You go to a different city, you've got a new house, you might have your kids with you or not, but there's loads of different things that are happening. But he's now starting to understand the Premier League. He's now understanding where he can play and where he can't play now.
How good was that, Mark?
Brilliant. We're both seers.
Yeah, I know.
What's the lottery numbers for next week?
I can't tell you. Let me buy a ticket first. But yeah, I mean, it was quite obvious Liverpool were not that bad a team as the results were implying. And better than most, Mark. You could do 100 things right and might not get a result. And that was happening with Liverpool. After what you said, after Newcastle's pressure, Liverpool looked like the side that they should be under Slot and with the team they have.
Listen, at the end of the day, they're all Premier League footballers, but they're more importantly human beings. And they're seeing what's getting said online and everything else, and their confidence wasn't as good. We've seen in recent times where they've been ahead in games and then they got taken back at the last minute. And that didn't seem to be the case at the weekend, because second half was the old Liverpool, if you like, and they played with such freedom. They defended very well, and that's what the supporters are wanting. I mean, we're in a society now where we step to judgments very, very quickly, and you've got to give players the opportunity, as we've talked about Frimpong and Wirtz, but also the manager. The manager's only been here a year and a half. He's won the Premier League. He's 6th in the league right now, which needs to be better. But if that performance is anything to go by, then I think they're going to easily get into the Champions League spots.
Hey, wait, hold your horses, because we know who's in 4th right now. Take it a little easy. Just, it's just one match after so many draws. But yeah, this was expected of Liverpool. And, I was saying this before we started recording. It's, Mark, you know me. I'm never the kind of person who wants a player to be injured. He could be playing for a rival team or whatever. It must be heartbreaking. But for Isak, I feel like him not being an option right now is working well for Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Because,
absolutely.
And it's so good.
And it's making Slot's managerial thing even easier because he hasn't got that. Can you imagine if Isak was there as well? And, there'd be fans wanting Isak to play and so it's making his job a little bit easier. But it's interesting. And also the transfer window closed last night, and Liverpool made a big signing, a young boy, Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes, for 60 million. So I think
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. So if you know anything about this guy, then you'll need to chip in.
I do. Apparently, he's a replica of Virgil van Dijk in
Wow.
stature, in the way he plays, but he's just too young just now. That's going to pave the way for maybe 12 months to 16 months to 2 years before he solidifies his position in the team.
Which
and
Van Dijk?
align
The
with,
original old Van Dijk or the one from last season
well,
and this season?
yeah, this season. So that's why they've gone out and spent 60 million. So, but that's interesting that they're still recruiting as well, which is a good thing, and getting very young players in who, there's another player who's been injured back in the under 23s or whatever it is at Liverpool, who's supposed to be a superstar, and he's a centre half. So you can imagine in maybe 18 months, 2 years time, you've got two 22-year-olds holding the fort at the back for Liverpool. That's a good, that they're going in the right direction with that.
Yeah. Well, good for Liverpool. Great result. Lots of goals scored. And, I try and play fantasy football. I'm really bad at it. I don't know why. It's like some football anchor curse that I have. I did think of getting Ekitike and Wirtz into my team. And then I thought, Newcastle, who've got such a good result against PSG, Liverpool will find it hard to score. I thought it'll be like a 1-1 or a 2-2. And then obviously, and I didn't watch the match because I've been working evenings. So I've been, not been able to watch the match. And this one, it was late in the night. And I woke up the next morning and saw the score. And I said, oh, come on. Should have just gotten both these guys in. But yeah. Anything else about the Liverpool game? Because before we move on to Manchester United?
Listen, how many games have they got left? Is it another 20
13?
games? Is it 13 games?
13 in the league, yeah, I think.
Okay, so this is a string-board. This is like
14,
a second league. If they're unbeaten in the next 13 games, whether it's drawing or winning, it doesn't matter. They'll solidify a place in the Champions League spot, which won't be too shabby a season. And let's see where they go in the Champions League as well. So there's still things to play for. It wasn't obviously the one that they would have wanted early on. They want to retain the championship, but that's not going to happen. So the next best thing is the Champions League, isn't it?
Okay, fair enough. The sixth in the league, 2 points behind the glorious Manchester United, who surprisingly for a lot of people are in the Champions League positions. And Mark, that match against Fulham is 3 in a row now in terms of wins. I will come second. Why don't you start and talk about what Manchester United did?
Well, the first game he played was Man City, wasn't it? And the performance they put on there was absolutely fantastic. Whether that was due to Mainu coming back into the team or him alleviating the big issue of confidence off the back and said, just go out and play. The worrying thing is, not in that game was great, but they've conceded 4 goals as well in defensively.
Come on.
But I will say one thing, Arpit, right? This is the big thing about it is they've scored 2 goals to win the game in the last minutes, the last knockings of the game, which tells me that they're still all working together. They're getting it right. And it doesn't matter if you win 4-3, 5-4, you still get 3 points for it. You're in 4th position in the Champions League, who'd have thought? And let's see where it takes Manchester United. We always know that a team has an uplift when a new manager comes in, but I don't know how many uplifts they've had. But this seems to have worked with Carrick coming in, who knows the Man United, he knows the way, and it's been great. And the players have all reacted to him, which is a bit of a worry because they didn't react and respond to the previous managers that came in. So
the first point you made about, right, and we spoke about this, and again, in hindsight, our useless tool. I wish we had started this before. I told you this about Amorim and the way he spoke about Kobbie Mainoo, right? And you said, maybe it could be that Kobbie Mainoo is the problem, and that's fair. There's a chance that he is. Even if he is, there is a way you deal with it, especially because Manchester United pride themselves on having players from the academy break through, having players on the bench for the past, 35, 40 years always, or part of the Matchday squad. That bit was the one that in all honesty, he could have put Mainoo on for 3 games, and if Mainoo was bad for 3 games, the players would be on the fans would be on Amorim's side. But if you keep him out of the team, you don't talk about him gloriously. You say, oh, he has to fight for his place and all. Then the fans are thinking, well, you're not giving him a chance. And now Carrick has given Menu a chance, right? And suddenly he's looking as good a player as he was last season. And that's where I feel Amarim let down a lot of fans. It wasn't, I'm no one to question his tactical genius and, his coaching ability. Just the fact that when it came to talking about players, his own players, he antagonized fans by doing that. Now, Menu comes in. And the thing about Manchester United, you spoke about 4 goals conceded, 2 against Arsenal. Okay, they are top of the league. The second goal against Fulham, I mean, one was a penalty. The second goal was a world-class goal, right? And on that goal, I don't know how many Manchester United fans noticed this. Ugarte is trying to slide in to block the shot off. This Ugarte, till about a couple of months ago, would have just stood or moved in the box laterally. So players are just, almost feeling like, okay, I'm there and I'm going to do this. And there is that bit that, okay, even if we've just conceded a goal, we can still go out and score.
And the prime example of that is Sesko, who's looked out of his league when he's initially came into the club, and now he got the winning goal at the weekend. Or was it against whoever it was?
No, he got it against Fulham.
Fulham.
He came in, he headed a ball into the post, and could have scored then, but then it had to be dramatic because it is Manchester.
Yeah, but I mean, and they're the things that have to happen to players. It can't always be A to B to C to D. You've got to navigate your way through, and if you get a goal with it coming off the back of your bottom, it's still the same thing, and it gets you on the move then. So all I can say about Man United is their confidence levels will be through the roof. They can't wait for the next game to come. All the negativity I would have thought that's surrounding the club is slowly dissipating, whether it's through the supporters, but more importantly through the club. And it can only, winning is very important, but continuity and confidence and all of these things, which is what Carrick has brought in. He's not a great manager. He's not in the just yet. He's had good clubs. He's managed good clubs. Whether this is luck, judgment, or whatever it is, he's come in at the right time. And there's still people telling me that he's not fit for the job. These are big name ex-Man United players, So only time will tell. As I've always said to you, a good Man United team needs to be in the Premier League. It needs to be in the Champions League. It needs to be knocking in the FA Cups and all of this. And I'm happy that they're there. I'm hoping Liverpool beat them. If they don't, then it means that Man United have resurged again, and they'll go out into the market next in the summer and maybe bring in some more players. But as you said, look from within. What have they got within the academy? And are there any other Mainus? Are there any other? I'm sure there are kids who only need to get given an opportunity to do it. So,
and especially with Menu finally getting his chance, there are probably kids looking at it and saying, now we have a chance. Wherein maybe 2 months ago, even though Menu was one of our better players, he wasn't getting it. And I was laughing when you were saying, go out and get players, because I said this, that if Manchester United don't go out in this January transfer window and get a right back or a right wing back, they're probably not serious. And they've not gone out and got someone.
But you have to change your mind. You have to be relieved of your angst against Dalot. It has to stop. He's playing for Man United.
How? There. 1 second. I know. He's been there for a while. He's done good things as well. Not going to deny it. But from this match in Fulham, there is a sequence of play where Manchester United have about 22 passes, 22 passes in the build-up. It's beautiful to watch. You're like, oh my God, Manchester United is back. And then they give it to Dalot, right?
Oh.
And he just...
No, you're biased. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I am biased. I don't know, but a lot of United fans are hoping to get better performances out of Dalot. Well, I just hope.
Hey, listen. I will say one thing. You bought Van Bissaka I was going to stop at that, right?
I
For
like
Man
Van
United.
Bissaka. Yeah. I like Van
No.
Bissaka. Listen, I like Van
50 odd
Bissaka.
million.
No,
50 odd
listen.
million.
Forget the money. Forget the money. United have spent ridiculous amounts of money on players. Forget the money. Hey, let's not talk about 120 million and all, yeah, Mark. But the point is, Van Bissaka, obviously the biggest problem a lot of fans had at that time was that he couldn't cross the ball. He wasn't attacking enough, and all that. One on one,
All pass the
yeah.
ball.
One on one in defense, no one really complained about it. They said he was one of the best out there. And one of the problems United have faced for the past 2-3 years is leaking goals. Matches that we could have drawn, matches we could have won, we've lost. So yeah, I didn't have a problem. Again, I wish we'd done this on video earlier, because now it sounds like every good player I've just said good things about.
Now this is on tape, and I hope you don't edit it out.
No, I won't.
Just said about they had 22 passes and it fell at Dalot, and then you said about Van Bissaka that was his downfall, his passing and stuff like that. So
yeah,
maybe they can get not an adventurous right back, one who can stop crosses, tackle and pass the ball. That would be a good one, wouldn't it? Yeah, in this modern day and age.
Just do everything and score and defend and maybe be a keeper. John O'Shea, basically.
Yeah, and what is wrong with that? And that's what Man United might need, a group of players who aren't celebrities, who aren't going to cost them 60, 70, 80 million. And, look at players that way. And I think with Carrick, he's managed in the Championship and everything else. So he'll understand that there are certain players in certain leagues that can cut the mustard in the Premier League. It's not, you don't have to be a superstar to play in the Premier League,
And Carrick was probably the definition of it, because when he came to United as well, I was one of the people who questioned it, right? He was such an underrated player. I think he did everything so well, but so, what's the word for it?
Unassuming. He was unassuming, wasn't he? It was like, you wouldn't think
so you thought he wasn't a good player. Yeah, but then...
And then you look at his stats.
Yeah.
Pass percentage would have been 90 odds and whatnot.
A lot of time fans just look at goals, right? We see a midfielder and we say, okay, if he's not scoring goals, he's not good enough. But now fans have come to appreciate the likes of, Rodri, the likes of Casemiro, the kind of work that they do. Obviously, Carrick from back then. But yeah, I'll admit, I was one of those who, when he came to United, I said, what, Michael Carrick? Why? But yeah. I mean, all those players from that time now look like legends.
12 months down the line, right? We'll be still doing this. And you'll say, Dallow's not a bad player. He's just got Player of the Year.
That'll be something. I don't mind. I don't mind being proved wrong, right? About players like that. I'm all for it. But yeah, good times for Manchester United, good times for Liverpool as well. So this might be one of our fun podcasts. Let's see. No, let me not jinx it.
Big game for Liverpool next, Man City.
So City are doing well. City drew against Tottenham after leading again.
Yeah, I watched that game also. Yeah.
What a goal from Dominic Solanke from the back. Nice goal.
It was well worth its 12 million.
Absolutely, what a steal. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be, let me just look at this. Matches, United are playing Tottenham, by the way. Wow. Okay. And Liverpool are playing City. Awesome. So best of luck. Quick prediction for you for both those matches.
Liverpool being at home, I think it'll be a Liverpool win, and I'm hoping Man United get at least a draw, if not win the game. So yeah, Tottenham are vulnerable defensively. They've got a lot of injuries. Romero came off as well at the weekend. I don't know that he was injured or not. So they're all over the place, but they did show character to come back into the game against Man City. And as I say, Liverpool, if they carry on the way they did in the second 45 minutes, then they'll be hard to hold.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Liverpool for Liverpool versus City. And just because I don't want to jinx it, I'll say Tottenham 5-1 against United, just like I did about Arsenal and City, and hope that United can get a result, and that the guy with the hair that's growing like an Amazon forest can just get 2 more wins, and then he can cut his hair. He's been waiting for a few years. Okay, Mark, that's about 19 and a half minutes. Anything else before we shut down? Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good weekend for football. I've watched a lot of games, and there's been a lot of goals as well. So it's 2 games, Liverpool switched and turned in both halves. The same with Man City and Tottenham. So yeah, it's been very entertaining, very exciting.
Yeah, it definitely has. So we're going to end it here. I know there's so much more that we can talk about, but we can do that offline. The main things, United and Liverpool, we've covered, and we'll do this soon again, Mark. Cool?
Yeah, absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye.